Hi, good evening. My name is Morgan Buckley. I'm Head of Sport in UCC and I'd like to welcome you to our 37th Annual Sports Star Awards. This evening we're going to be joined by President of UCC, Professor John O'Halloran, Rory O'Connor, General Manager of the Riverlee Hotel, our main sponsor, and Alan Carroll from the Bank of Ireland, long-time supporters and sponsors of sport in UCC. The ceremony has been put together by the team in UCC led by Christine O'Donovan, Emma Martin, Betty Young and Maura Leary. And I'd also like to give a sincere thanks to the panel who selected the award winners. They included Paul Moriarty, Head of Student Experience in UCC, Tony Lean from the Irish Examiner, Daniel Maloney, President of the club's executive, and Christine O'Donovan. Tonight is about celebrating the success of our outstanding athletes. We're incredibly proud of their achievements. They represent the Skull and Crossbones with pride for their club in UCC. They play for their county, their province. They represent Ireland, and we have a group of incredibly talented athletes that are also going to the Olympic Games in Tokyo in 2021. Tonight is a celebration of their success, their contribution. We also will recognise the contribution of our coaches, and the Outstanding Coach of the Year award will be presented by President John O'Halloran. And finally, we've got a special inaugural Skull and Crossbones award to somebody who has given outstanding service to UCC sport and dedication. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a good evening and celebration of our fantastic athletes, coaches and mentors. Thank you.
Hello, Rory O'Connor here from the Riverlee. We're delighted to be able to support our friends and neighbours in UCC for this year's Sports Awards. We'd like to congratulate all of the award winners for their great achievements throughout the year, especially so to Charlie McLaughlin for winning the Kieran Dowd Special Achievements Award. We'd like to congratulate also all of the clubs and societies and coaches who support all of the award winners so much throughout the year. We'd like to welcome you all back to the Riverlee in 2021 for next year's celebrations. In the meantime, we wish you a happy Christmas and a peaceful New Year.
Good evening, folks. My name is Alan Carroll, the Bank Manager here in Bank of Ireland in UCC. It's an honour to be part of your award ceremony here this evening. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Morgan, Christine and the team for putting the award ceremony together virtually to keep pushing forward in such a challenging environment as this year has been. Deserves great credit, so well done. Congratulations to all the athletes and thanks to Morgan, Christine, Paul and the team for involving me in the selection process. It was a great experience, and to see what you guys have achieved at such a young age was really, really inspiring, so well done to each and every one of you. To win these awards from such a large talent pool that's in UCC is a fantastic achievement, and one you all should be really, really immensely proud of. To win an award like this, it takes fantastic commitment personally and personal sacrifices, but not only from you, also from your parents, your family, your friends, and in particular your coaches and your teammates. So congratulations to you all as well on the important role that you've played in the athletes' success. At Bank of Ireland, we're honoured to be partnered with one of the best universities in the world in UCC, and it's fantastic to see our brand next to the Skull and Crossbones on those jerseys that I know are worn with such passion and pride by everybody who participates in college sport. We're immensely proud again this year at Bank of Ireland to committing to supporting 47 different teams in various sports and UCC sport for the coming year. So best of luck to absolutely everybody who's participating. I know many of you are Bank of Ireland customers, so I'd like to take this opportunity to really, really sincerely thank you for your business. It's greatly appreciated. A massive thanks you also to everybody at UCC for the continued support you give Bank of Ireland. It's a pleasure to work with you all. We'd like to wish everybody every success in your sporting and your academic achievements for 2021. If we can help or support you in any way at all, please just let us know. Thank you everybody, have a fantastic evening and well done.
It's my great honour to introduce you to the 2019-20 UCC Sports Star Award winners in association with the Riverlee Hotel and the Bank of Ireland. Despite this being an unusual year, we've still had plenty to cheer about in UCC sport, and we have a number of deserving winners this year. And I hope by the end of the evening you will all be agreeing with me that we have a huge calibre of athletes representing the university in their chosen sport. This year's award winners, unfortunately, we can't be here in person to make the presentation, but each of the awardees will receive a piece of crystal in due course. In addition to this, the Riverlea Hotel have kindly offered each of our award winners tonight a voucher for a meal for two in recognition of their achievements for the year ahead and to compensate them for not being there in person at the usual awards night. Our first award winner tonight is David Cusson, and he's in our sport of athletics. David hails from Cork and he's a master's student in molecular cell biology. David is a high jumper and also competes in the long jump. He competes for UCC at intervarsity level and Old Abbey AC in national competitions. In April 2019, David finished second in the high jump at the intervarsities and went on to represent the Irish universities in the Celtic Nations intervarsities in May 2019. He became Irish Senior National High Jump Champion in July 2019 with a jump of 2.1 metres. He was then selected to represent Ireland in the European Team Championships and also competed at the Cork City Sports in July 2019. David competed for UCC at the Indoor Intervarsities in February of this year, where he came second in the long jump and the high jump. He followed up in the Indoor Championships, where he became high jump indoor national champion in February of 2020. With a delay then in the National Senior Outdoor Championships, when they resumed late in the summer, David retained his senior high jump outdoor title in August with a jump of 2.17 metres. So our first award winner tonight is David Cusson for the sport of athletics. Our second award winner this evening is Brian Hartnett for the sport of Gaelic football. Brian hails from Cork and is a second-year biological sciences student. He was a member of the UCC Sigerson Cup team who were beaten semi-finalists. But he has been outstanding all year for UCC Gaelic football in the Colleges League and Sigerson campaign. Brian was a member of the 2019 Cork Under-20 team who went on to win the All-Ireland title. And this was Brian's first experience of inter-county football, having never played underage football prior to this. So his performances with UCC put him onto the Cork Under-20 team and he hasn't looked back since. Such were his performances in 2019. He was awarded the overall Cork 96 FM GA Sports Star of the Year winner. He is a current member of the Cork Senior Football Squad and he plays his club football with the Douglas Senior Football Team and competes in the leagues and the Cork County Championship with them. Our third awardee this evening is in the sport of golf and it goes to Sean Desmond. Sean is a second-year finance student. Sean competes for UCC in the Colleges League and Intervarsities and he also competes for Monkstown and Countable golf clubs. Sean is a current UCC and RNA Golf Sports Scholarship recipient. In July 2019, Sean shot to fame by winning the South of Ireland Open Amateur Championship. He also won the Munster Students' Championship in Tipperary, where he won that competition by 2 shots. Sean competed for UCC in the RNA Winter Series in Portugal and Spain throughout 2019. He's a former Irish Under-18 international. He's a current record holder in Countable Dingle Golf Club with a 65. He's also the current record holder in Monkstown with a score of 64. Sean represented Munster at the Senior Interprovincial Championships for the first time in the summer of 2019. He was the youngest player on the team and has been the only UCC student to be selected on this team while being a current student. He's had several top 5 and top 10 finishes in national and international competitions in the last 12 months. He's had an outstanding year and has a great future in the sport. Our next award winner is in the sport of hurling, and we have 2 awardees in hurling this year. Again, showing us the strength of UCC hurling. Our first awardee this evening goes to Shane Conway, and he's an Arts 3 student and he hails from Kerry. Yes, I know you might say, what's a hurler doing in Kerry? But Shane is defying all the odds and really building a profile for himself in hurling, unlike many of the other GA contingent in Kerry who are the footballers. Shane is a UCC Sports Scholarship recipient and he's receiving his second Sports Star Award this year. He's a Fitzgibbon Cup winner with the UCC for the last 2 years and he was awarded Player of the Match in the Fitzgibbon Cup final this year. He was voted the GA.ie Hurler of the Week following his performance for UCC in the Fitzgibbon Cup final. He's a Colleges GA All-Star and he also competed for Cork in the Cork County Championship this year, where UCC got as far as the semi-final. He's a Kerry senior inter-county player and is a member of the Kerry team who reached the league final this year, but unfortunately it was cancelled due to COVID-19. Our next awardee goes to Shane Kingston, our second hurling awardee. He's a third year economics and computer science student, and he plays his local GA with Douglas, and he's a Cork senior into county hurling. Again, Shane won his second Fitzgibbon Cup medal with Cork this year, having won one in 2019 as well. Sean was awarded the Southside and District Sports Star of the Month award in February of this year, sponsored by the International Airport Hotel, for his performances for UCC in the Fitzgibbon Cup. He was named the Electric Ireland GA Higher Education Rising Star Hurler Player of the Year following his performances this year for UCC. That also won him a College's All-Star Award. He's a current member of the Cork Senior Intercounty Hurling team. Our next award goes to Caoimhe Purdue for the sport of ladies hockey. Caoimhe is a first-year nutritional science student and she hails from Tipperary. Caoimhe is a Kirkus Sports Scholarship recipient and she's a member of the UCC Senior Women's team who won the Munster Senior League in 2019-20. She was also part of the UCC team who had qualified for the Munster Senior Cup final, but unfortunately was cancelled due to COVID-19. And with 2 games left in the Munster Senior League, UCC were unbeaten and were awarded the title late in the summer due to the cancellation of the league. She's also a member of the UCC team who at the time of COVID-19 were in second place in the EY Division 2 League. She's a member of the Irish Under-21 and Irish Under-23 squads, and she's currently on the Irish Senior Extended squad. She's a former Irish underage international and formerly played with Cork Harlequins. And she's also part of the Munster Senior Interprovincial teams. So a very deserving winner and a player of huge potential, and is looking forward to being a regular member of the Irish Senior Women's Hockey team. The strength of rowing in UCC and Ireland at the moment is reflected in the amount of students representing Ireland at senior level, and many of these students are in UCC, and this is reflected in our awards here this evening. We have 4 rowers getting awards, and each and every one of them deserving of the accolade. The first award this evening goes to Ronan Byrne. He's a second year civil engineering student and he's from Cork. Ronan is currently splitting his year in UCC to reflect the fact that he is training more or less full time in the view to try and get to the Olympics. He's a Kirkus Sports Scholarship athlete and he's also a carded athlete. The last 12 months have been an outstanding year for Ronan. He competed the World Cup Regatta in July where he won a silver medal. He partnered Philip Doyle in the men's open lightweight doubles. At the World Senior Rowing Championships in Austria in August 2019, Ronan and Philip again won a silver medal in the heavyweight men's doubles and achieved Olympic qualification for their boat. A fantastic achievement for anybody in Ireland. At the Under-23 European Championships in Greece in September 2019, he won gold in the men's heavyweight single sculls. He was awarded a Southside Sports Star Award in September 2019 for his efforts. He was named World Rowing's Rising Star for September 2019, and he was shortlisted for the 2019 World Rowing Philippi Spirit Award in October. At the national trials held in October 2019, he was the fastest men's sculler. At the high performance trials in February 2020, he won the heavyweight under-23 men's title. Ronan has shot through the ranks in rowing and is almost certainly one of the first names that's going to be on the team sheet to go to the Olympics in 2021, and we wish Ronan all the best in his endeavours to get there. Our second award in rowing goes to Tara Hanlon, again from Cork. She's a third year business and law student. Again, she's splitting her year to reflect the pressures of being full-time training with rowing and competing with her studies. She's a UCC Sports Scholarship recipient in 2019-20, and she's also a carded athlete. She won the women's senior 4s and 8s representing UCC at the Skibbereen Regatta in April 2019. She was placed 4th in the women's 4s at the Piediloca Regatta in Italy in 2019. At the World Under-23 Championships in July last year, she won silver medal in the women's 4. She also competed in the rowing senior championships in Austria in August 2019. She received a quarterly Evening Echo Women's Sports Star Award in October 2019 to reflect her achievements in rowing throughout the summer of 2019. And in 2021, in addition to competing at this high level in rowing, Tara is completely committed to UCC Rowing Club and is the PRO of the club for 2021. So again, another very worthy recipient in the sport of rowing. Our third rowing award this evening goes to Emily Hagerty. She's a third-year biological student and again is splitting her year. So you're seeing the trend here, ladies and gentlemen, that such is the calibre of the athlete and the dedication. They're trying to compete at the highest level and also trying to keep their academic studies going. And the university has bought into this and is facilitating these students by allowing them to split their academic years so they can also fulfil their sporting careers. Emily hails from Cork. She's also a Quirky Sports Scholarship recipient, and this is her second award, having also got a Sports Star Award last year. She's also a carded athlete. She also competed at the World Under-23 Championships in July 2019, winning silver medal in the women's 4 along with Tara. She also competed with Tara at the Senior World Rowing Championships in Austria in August 2019 and was also a winner with the quarterly Evening Echo Women's Sports Star Awards, because you couldn't separate Tara and Emily since they're competing in the same boat. At the High Performance Trials in January of this year, she won the heavyweight under-23 women's title. Our fourth awardee in rowing is Paul O'Donovan, a second-year graduate entry medicine student. Again getting his second award. Also a Quirky Sports Scholarship recipient and a carded athlete. Paul also competed at the World Cup Regatta in July 2019, and he was partnered with another UCC student, Fintan McCarthy, in the men's lightweight double sculls, and they came away with a silver medal. At the World Senior Rowing Championships in Austria in 2019, Paul and Fintan won gold in the lightweight men's twos and achieved Olympic qualification for their boat. So here we are with 2 Olympic boat qualifications and 3 of the 4 rowers coming from Cork. And actually 3 out of the 4 UCC students. What a fantastic achievement. Paul and Fintan were shortlisted for the 2019 World Rowing Men's Crew of the Year. At the national trials held in October 2019, Paul was the fastest lightweight men's sculler. He was also named as one of the top 10 rowers in the world in November 2019. And the high performance trials in February of 2020, Paul won the senior lightweight men's title. So again, the phenomenal success of our rowers is reflected in 4 awardees here this evening. And our recipient this evening is John Hodnett, and he's a second-year Sports Studies and Physical Education student. John is a Quirky Sports Scholarship recipient, and this is his second UCC Sports Star Award, having also won one last year. He's a valued member of the UCC senior men's team who play in the All-Ireland League Division 1. He was a member of the Irish Under-20 team who played in the World Cup in the summer of 2019. And he was a member of the Irish Under-20 who won the Six Nations, Grand Slam and Triple Crown in 2019. He was a Munster Development Squad player and also a Munster A squad player. But towards the end of last season, he made his way onto the Munster senior squad and has made several appearances for the Munster senior team. And he scored a try in his Pro 14 debut for Munster this year. A player with huge potential and coming up through the ranks of Munster at a rapid pace. Unfortunately, John is recovering from a serious injury at the moment, and I'm sure you can all endorse with me wishing John a speedy recovery, and we hope to see him back in the black and red of UCC and the red of Munster in the months ahead. So another deserving winner in John Hodnett. Our next award winner is in the sport of Taekwondo, and it's been quite some time since we had a martial arts winner, I would think. So we'd have to really look back the records to see where we've last did a martial arts awardee. And no better and deserving winner than Anya Curran. She's a PhD microelectronics student. Anya hails from Cork and she competed in the European Taekwondo Championships in August 2019, where she came away with gold in the individual female black belt lightweight sparring, gold in the female black belt teams event as part of the Irish team competing in patterns, and she also won a silver medal in the sparring section as a member of the Irish female black belt team. So 3 medals at a European Senior Championships, no mean feat for any individual, and makes her a deserving winner. She's a very committed member to UCC Taekwondo Club over the past several months and is an inspiring athlete for all up-and-coming aspiring Taekwondo people within the club. And she competed in all of this while also spending much of the last 12 months in the US doing a research exchange program. But she's a student who has tremendous potential in the sport of Taekwondo, and it's great to see one of her indoor martial arts being awarded an indoor sports star award in 2019-20. Last but not least, our next award is in the sport of women's soccer, and our recipient is Christina Dring, and she's a second-year civil engineering student. Christina competes for UCC and Cork City Women's FC. She's a UCC Roy Keane Sports Scholarship recipient, and she's a member of the UCC team who had qualified for the Kelly Cup semi-finals, which is the intervarsities for the women's soccer, but that got cancelled due to COVID-19. She was also a member of the UCC team who had qualified for the Colleges League semi-final, but again unfortunately got cancelled due to COVID-19. As a fresher in 2018-19, Christina had the privilege of winning the Kelly Cup with UCC, the first time in several years that UCC had won it, and she was an instrumental part of that winning team. She is also a member of the Cork City women's team who compete in the National League. And she was actually part of the Cork City Women's FC squad who won the National Senior Cup in 2017. In her spare time, Christina also competes for UCC Ladies Hockey in the Munster Senior League and Cup and the EY League. So she's also a Munster Senior League winner with UCC this year in hockey. She was part of the UCC team who had reached the Munster Senior Cup final and was also sitting pretty in second place in the EY Division 2 League. So a very committed player to UCC and to Cork in ladies soccer and women's hockey. So ladies and gentlemen, there are 13 award winners for the 2019-20 UCC Sports Star Awards. I'm sure you will agree with me that each and every one of them are deserving winners. It shows the calibre of student we have here in UCC and how we strive to provide opportunities for all our students to compete in their chosen sport. I hope you enjoyed listening to what they have achieved, and we wish you all the best. Please stay with us because we have three further awards which we want to announce, and again each one of them very important in their own right. Our next award is where we announce our Team of the Year for 2019-2020. Even though our season was curtailed, there was still much sport went on around the campus and off campus, with UCC students representing UCC and wearing the skull and bones with pride. There were several teams shortlisted for the Team of the Year, but the adjudicating panel came to the conclusion that the Team of the Year for 2019-2020 was the UCC Fitzgibbon Cup team. In retaining their Fitzgibbon Cup title, where they had fought long and hard in 2018-19, they also retained it in 2019-20 in a very hardly fought final where they defeated Carlow IT by single point, with the final scoreline of Carlow 211, UCC 18 points. A huge crowd attending the game, and it was widely acknowledged as one of the games of the season. So UCC hurling team have been awarded Team of the Year for 2019-2020. And I'm sure you'll all agree with me, they are deserving winners. Our next award is where we do the annual Kieran Dowd Special Achievement Award. This is an award where we honour one of our coaches or a mentor or a volunteer involved in our UCC sports clubs. And there's a fairly long list of awardees on this perpetual trophy as it is. This year's award winner is Charlie McLaughlin. Charlie is involved in the UCC Gaelic football clubs. He has been involved with UCC for over 25 years. You can find Charlie down the Mardick several nights a week once the University GA season is in full flow. He's been involved with the ladies Gaelic footballers, the freshers footballers, the intermediate footballers and the senior Sigerson football team. Charlie takes on several roles within the UCG squads, from coach to manager to first aid man, to being personal driver to get players from A to B if they can't leave at the bus or if they're rushing to get back so that they can go to another club match. Charlie can become their personal driver. He's also not afraid to run out onto pitch with the water bottle and give the guys a drop of water. Charlie is an invaluable member of the UCC GA community, and as I say, our UCC sports clubs could not function without the likes of Charlie and many more like him. And we are delighted that Charlie has agreed to accept the Kieran Dowd Special Achievement Award for 2019-20. Can I also wish Charlie a speedy recovery, because when I rang him to ask him would he accept this award, he told me he was just going in to have a shoulder replacement. So Charlie, I hope you're recovering well and look forward to seeing you back out on the field of play with UCC in 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, our Kieran Dowd Special Achievement Award winner is Charlie McLaughlin, UCC GA.
So welcome to this amazing UCC Sports Award ceremony for 2020. Who would have thought we'd be here in the President's Dining Room as opposed to being down in the Riverlee Hotel. So first of all, I want to say congratulations to everybody for all your amazing work in terms of this amazingly challenging time for athletes, for sport, for both our students, but also for our mentors and staff. I guess this is a real test of resilience, and by goodness, we've tested it in the last 9-10 months. Great to see all this sport back on television though, and keeps us alive, and great to have our students back as well. This is a particularly special occasion. We want to first of all acknowledge that outstanding talent at University College Cork doesn't extend just to the academic. It does extend to a whole range of other performance, and here we're celebrating sport, and we're incredibly proud of the achievement of our sporting heroes, both the mentors, coaches, students, staff, everybody involved, and their parents, and their clubs that they come from. Sport, as we know, has probably now more important than ever, given the huge demands in people's lives, both physical education, mental well-being. It's critical that we actually support and continue to support sport. And it's critical that University College Cork actually starts to invest more in sport. We just got to do better at that. And the value of sport today is probably never more obvious than ever. I want to particularly say thanks to the volunteers, thanks to our coaches, for on a daily basis, despite all of the challenges in one's own personal life, but also actually trying to make sure that our students are safe, that our staff are safe, but more importantly, we're getting some physical exercise. I want to thank the Riverlee Hotel and the Bank of Ireland, fantastic sponsors, and continue to support us during all of this time, and indeed a time that's been incredibly challenging for them. I want to particularly thank the staff of Department of Sport and Physical Activity, Morgan and the team, Christine, and all the team that are there. John Granger's in the room with me here, we'll see him in a few minutes, and others, but of course he represents a bunch of coaches and colleagues that are absolutely fantastic. Obviously during COVID, it has been incredibly challenging. We shut the university in 6 hours, got notice at lunchtime to be closed by 6 and on the 13th of March, and then the next day the management team got together and we mapped out the academic side, and I know Morgan worked really hard with all of the team to see how we could manage sport. And we've consistently messaged to the Minister that sport is really, really important. And I have to say, he has been responsive in terms of supporting us. And we want to see more of that. We want to see more opening up. And I know that the ambition is by hopefully late January, early February, if we get to level 2, that we'll get back to some level of sport. But regardless of that, I think each of us can take our own opportunity to be physically active and take opportunities to look after our mental health and well-being. There's going to be a lot of awards, and I just want to congratulate each and every one of you. Normally we're in the room, you come up, we cheer, we clap, and we meet with you, with your families. We can't do that this evening, but that doesn't take away from your success. Wherever you are this evening, receiving your award, I want you to turn around and give yourself a shout out, but also those around you to celebrate and say thank you. But also as the recipient, you might think of those that have enabled you to get to this moment. We can never do these things alone. Your hard work, your commitment, your endurance is critical. But actually you need everybody else around you, whether it's Dr. Khan, which we'll see in a few moments, or your coaches, or your family. This is really, really important. But for me, I want to say thank you. I want to say Mila Buikas for wearing the skull and crossbones, to being a proud UCC alumnus as I am myself. I've said many times, it's a privilege for me to be president today, but actually it's a greater privilege to be an alumnus of UCC. And whatever my role is, that's what I'll be most proud of. So I want to say Congordicus, thank you for all that you do on a daily basis and celebrate. So thank you again for joining us on this incredibly special award ceremony. It's a really special evening for us this evening. Not only are we recognising individual students and talent, but we're recognising a real champion and a star, in my head at least, of UCC sport, and that's Dr. Con Murphy. We've cast a new award. It's called UCC Skull and Bones Award. I would have said Skull and Crossbones, but it says Skull and Bones here in my brief. But anyway, I think we all know what we mean. And this is a very special award that we're giving a medal this evening, the inaugural award to Dr. Con Murphy, in recognition of his special contribution and achievement at UCC sport. I think all of us who know, whether it's Cork GA or UCC sport, will know Dr. Con. Affectionately, I think we know him as Dr. Con, and I think if you don't mind, Con, we'll refer to you as Dr. Con. And he's been president of UCC GA for 20 years, joined the club in 1967 as a medical student and graduated in 1973. And I know, Con, when you were in medical school, the mantra in those days, and I think remains to this very day, is it says, see one, do one, teach one. And I think not only have you done that in your medical career, but you've done it in your sport career, where you've seen it, you've done it, both as a player and as a winner, but also an amazing contribution to University College Cork, more generally for sport, but specifically for GA, but also almost 50 years of voluntary support on the medical side. It's just a truly remarkable legacy and an incredible and outstanding contribution at University College Cork. And today we want to recognise this very special moment for us as an institution, but I hope also, Con, a small token to you, the affection we hold you in, but also to say Míle buíochas and thank you to you for everything you've done. It's a small token, but I hope something that's really special to us, and to be the first, I think, of a new medal that was cast, and it was cast by a lady called Eileen Moylan, specially commissioned during COVID, arrived in my house, I think, in April. And I had a picture and I said, what are we going to do with this? When are we going to do it? And here we are in December, and we're about to present it to Dr. Con. So it just remains for me to say, I'm really proud myself, because I know Con would have known some of my own family that played GA. But for me personally, just to say huge thank you from all our students, all our staff, from everybody associated with Cork and GA. But we wanted to say Míle buíochas. So I'm going to put this back on, and I'm going to, with pride, hand the first inaugural Skull and Crossbones medal to Dr. Con Murphy as being one of our outstanding contributions to sport at University College Cork. Con, there you go. Thank you.
Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply honoured to receive this award. When I left UCC in 1973, after spending 6 years with the Hurling and Football Club, I wondered what I'd do. And the best decision I made was I decided to stay with UCC. I've never regretted it. We've had a few successes, mainly failures, but above all I value the friendships I made in that time. It's been a huge part of my life, and I'm most grateful to UCC. I'm very proud of them. Finally, I would like to dedicate this award to a great friend of mine, Jim Cremin, who died recently. He was a teacher in Crease member of Nemo Rangers, but he was also involved with UCC. His contribution was immense, and the work he did with young people was unheralded, and I would like to remember him today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining with us this evening. It's been an incredible opportunity to celebrate the success of our athletes, our coaches, and the incredible achievements of Dr. Con Murphy, the inaugural winner of our Skull and Crossbones Award. I'd like to thank our sponsors, the Riverlea Hotel, Bank of Ireland, for their unwavering support. This year has been an incredible year for sport in UCC. It's been challenging. We admire the resilience, the passion, the dedication of our athletes, of our coaches and our volunteers who have kept going in spite of the most difficult circumstances. We look forward to renewing our friendships and acquaintances back on the fields of sport again in the Mardyke in 2021. Hopefully we can have something to look forward to. We wish you a safe and happy Christmas, and thank you for joining with us for our 37th Sports Star Awards. Thank you.